Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What up, though? It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. It is post Super Bowl game evening. Yes, there he is, the guy who bet against Nostradamus. I warned you. I said, you really want to do this? Oh, boy. And let's talk about the real MVP of that game. It was not Kenneth Walker. Jason. Yeah, I gave you out. I gave you 5 of them every day at noon. Then the Sunday show, I gave you an out. But enough tooting my own horn. Yes, Myers. Jason fucking Myers. Not only did he break the Super Bowl record by kicking 5 field goals, he had 2 extra points to give him 17 points. But when he kicked the 5th field goal, he became the NFL's leading scorer between the regular season and postseason combined, surpassing one Mr. LaDainian Tomlinson the year he set the rushing touchdown record. What was it, 30 that year? When you add in his receiving, didn't he have 26 on the ground and 4 receiving? And then what he did in the postseason, he passed that guy in scoring points, a guy that got 6 points per touchdown. Smoking Dad. Hey, you know what? You don't have to hear MDE on Wednesday. You don't have to hear 45 seconds of that. What a great, I'm sorry. I thought it was a great game. Megan Hacker. I warned you too in our chat. Yeah, Turning Point was a great one. I loved it. I watched the Turning Point one. Other than the fact that Tito freaking so awesome. I watched Turning Point. Other than the fact that Kid Rock was lip syncing horribly to a song he normally doesn't perform anymore. The one he actually performed, the one he wrote about God, was amazing. Thank you, Megan. Yeah, I was one of the 16 million that tuned into it. I was watching the comments, and they were laughable. Yeah, I know. As soon as I heard 3 words, I was like, oh, I understood one of them. I'm now. Sorry, if I wanted to hear that music, I'd go to Tejana night. Austin turned him off. Next year's halftime show should be Yinzer doing karaoke with his 4 girlfriends and assorted kids. Yeah, Bob with the Bob. Yeah. Can we address that Cool Daddy Cool song? Does anybody know where it's actually from? It was copyrighted in 2001. No Truffle Shuffle. Yay. Yes, Nick Burton. Good to see you. Um, it's from a movie. Bill Campbell got beat more last night than I did as a child. Does anybody remember the movie Osmosis Jones? Does anybody remember that movie? There was a rapper in the nightclub that they were at called Kidney Rock. Cool Daddy Cool was his song talking about the nurses, which are the white blood cells of the body. Talking about how he liked them young. So it was written for the movie, for the scene. Trying to put it in perspective. No, it should have been Jason frickin' Myers. I'm sorry, when you break 2 Super Bowl records in one game. I'm sorry, they gave up 8 sacks and 30 pressures and 11 QB hits. Drake May was starting to look like Sam Darnold with the Jets. And it's the O-line's fault. You can blame coaching, you can blame whatever, but that O-line was atrocious. What's up, Yinzer? Our favorite jackwagon of the day. Good to see you. So yeah, I am wearing the hat. It is up for sale. Robert Swift just commented on the post that I said I would have hats available. He's going to get one. I know MDE already sent in his payment. Thank you. Megan Gaukroger, a Seahawks fan that comes on this show. She said she's buying 2. And yes, after I got done with my pregame show, I got a month. You must have drank a lot last night. You got into the Tito's, didn't you? Happy birthday to my buddy back there in Bay City, Danny Lewitsky. I hope you're having a great day. It's also the women love it. Yeah, I know. Everybody loves make salsa. Remember that? Yinzer is still happy that Aaron Rodgers is coming back to reunite with Mike McCarthy. You bet he is. Oh, he talks about how happy he is about that one all the time. You're actually cursing him, but Billy T. But oh, I think I found our trade partner to move back in the draft. We'll go back to 31. I want their first, second, and third for the 17. They can take whoever they want at tackle. There's your trade offer, Billy. He played like Sam Darnold for the Jets, getting beat like a redheaded stepchild. It's my thoughts that make the women take the underpants. Yeah, that song. I love the fact that Instagram's getting better about tracking down these AI women. Oh, it's great. I don't even have to say I don't want to follow them anymore. It does it for me. There's a setting in there. You got to find it. And that's all I got to say. Works on threads too. My Band by D12. Yes, sir. With who? Marshall Mathers, also known as Eminem, at lead vocals. Eminem would be a great halftime show. The amount of artists that would come with him that are on his label. No, 32 pressures, 11 QB hits, and 8 sacks does, though. That O-line was more atrocious than ours. We did that too, Steve, until all our secondary started to be hurt. You forget that we had Amik Robertson get a sack, Branch get a sack, and Aiden Hutchinson to start the season in the same game versus the Bears. But you can say Kevin Shepard needs to take notes, but when he had his full complement of defense, he did that. It stopped once the secondary started dropping like flies, which was the Kansas City game for Kirby Joseph. That was the last time we saw him for the season. Branch right after the Packers game. I think it was the Rams game when he messed up. Yeah, and that's, Mike Vrabel said it best. So unless you're my friend on Facebook, your comments will not show up here because it just told me that there are people that actually commented on my profile because I'm going into my profile now too. I figured, what the heck? That's monetized. So add me as a friend and then we'll talk. And if you haven't clicked the little link above the picture, the screenshot, there's a thing, a link in there about allowing StreamYard to use your likeness. You have to do that too. Actually, he did very good with the offense of Dallas while he was there. They were top 4 every year. So I'll disagree with you. Hate that when your rings like that, high pitch. That way, if anybody comments on Facebook, I can see it and I'll address the comment here. I guess everybody forgot the first half of the season when we had a full complement of secondary, and it was happening. We even did it during that Bucks game. So I'll agree to disagree because the defense totally changed after he had to strip the play calling from Johnny Morton and all the injuries we had. McCarthy in another long line and should be OC, not the CEO leader of the team. He doesn't have the type of personality, in my opinion, as displayed or not in Dallas. He was an amazing coach in Green Bay, but he was a head coach in Green Bay. So I kind of disagree. He won Coach of the Year in Green Bay. But on to some personal news outside of the Super Bowl. I have to match my shirt. Let me get that. So it's on. See the shirt. Now you know why I'm wearing the shades. I'm being cool daddy cool right now. I'm trying to hide stuff from you in my eyes because I tear up every time I talk about it. Yesterday, I found out I'm credentialed already for the scouting combine the last week of February. And I will be getting credentialed for the draft as well from roundtable.io. That's right. I am again a credentialed media member. Yes, I am. Hi. Hello, Pat Rothwell. So yes, I will be on media row at the combine. I will be in the media room at the draft once again in Pittsburgh. It's been a long time coming, people. It's a lot of hard work to get to this point. And once you go to those two big events in the same year, that's when other big events, if your team's there, you get credentialed for. I'm not going to say anything, but with 3 teams under my belt that I write about and being credentialed under all 3 teams, even though the one isn't their show, theirs, I might get added to it now because Roundtable.io has their own Lion stuff too. We already got a comp pick this year. We got the one for Aaron Glenn. It's the 4th rounder. That's why we got 2 4th rounders. Those shades have protected my eyes in the middle of summer doing tires. That's what they did. Beat up people in back alleys. I don't do that. I don't start fights, but I do end them. And I don't always win either. Smoking Dad! In case you missed it. Your son, Smoking Dad. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to the combine at the end of the month, and I get to go to the draft in Pittsburgh as a member of the media. My second draft, my first combine. That starts the 23rd. The events do not start until that Thursday or either Wednesday or Thursday. That means I got 3 days of sitting on media row talking to these kids as they go interview with everybody. I get a chance to talk with each one. I think you only get like 2 to 5 minutes. So you're going to see Smoke and Jeremy B doing interviews at a table. Why? You don't get one for Ben Johnson. He's not a minority coach. You don't get one for assistants that become offense. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk to some of these kids. I'm hoping Logan Jones, Gabe Jacobs. I hope Kendall Daniels is there. I want to talk to the Cheetah. Jalen Kilgore. Uh, I'm going to talk to other ones too because I got to cover the people that, what's funny is a lot of the needs for the Buccaneers and for the Jaguars are the same as us. So it's not like I'm not targeting people that any of the three teams could talk about. But I could ask them the question: out of these three teams, which ones do you want to play for? The Jags, Bucks, or Lions? That's a legit question. It covers all three teams. Doesn't get me in any trouble. Oh, I get to watch the combine 100%. And yes, I 100% want to see Logan Jones, Jake Slaughter, and Pat Coogan get on the bench press and see who maxes out. But I would 100% trade back with Seattle or the Patriots right now if they offered 31, 63, and 91 for the 17th pick. I would make that trade in a heartbeat. No questions asked. And if they want to change the second round pick to next year's second round pick, I'm good with that. But I'm not accepting any less for them to move up 14 spots. Hell, we got more than that. What was weird is Minnesota ended up with a haul that year and then traded a bunch of picks away to move up and back and everything in the draft the next year. They end up with 4 picks because they traded up for J.J. McCarthy. Yes, it's not about watching the combine. It's about meeting these kids and getting interviews and getting some experience doing it. Yes, it is the pajama Olympics, 100%. But there are things you can learn about people. There are certain traits that the workout, the drills actually equate to NFL stuff. I'm more about the drills than I am about them working out and throwing the ball to each other and playing coverage and all that. Because guess what? Nobody had Sam Darnold getting to the Super Bowl first out of that 2018 quarterback class. I think I don't think we need defensive interior. I think we need to not in the first 3 rounds. In the first 3, I think we need center. We're not getting Lindenbaum, and there are a couple of okay ones in free agents. Yeah, that's the other thing. I think our first 3 picks has to be offensive tackle, center, and edge, and then linebacker and safety. I don't think we re-sign Anzalone unless he's going to take a cheap deal. I don't think we're getting back AQM and Roy Lopez. I think you got to make a choice there. You can't do both because we haven't even started the restructure period like some of the other teams have. We've already heard restructures happening around the league. Hell, we heard George Pickens got the franchise tag for $28.3 million over the weekend. 28.3 for George Pickens for 1 year, non-negotiable. And there are 2 linebackers I love in this draft. One is Aiden Fisher. I love that kid out of Indiana. He was the heartbeat of the defense. Bruce Boucher is nice out of Oregon. But I'm not taking either one of them ahead of Logan Jones, the center. I'm telling you right now, I don't care if a center's came off the board or not. That's the best center and the best fit for this team in the draft. Don't forget, we are going to be able to re-sign Malcolm Rodriguez probably for a third of what AA was getting on a prove-it deal with how many injuries he had. That's somebody with experience. Derek Barnes has experience at off-ball linebacker. He looks best at outside linebacker where we're using him now in this hybrid 4-3 defense. I do not want a scheme change. You scheme change, and you got a half a season of learning period for the entire defense, veterans and rookies alike. We can't afford that. You stay with the hybrid scheme you're using. If you're going to adjust it, throw in more 4-3 or more 3-4, but don't change the entire scheme. Leave it as this four-man hybrid front that you've been running all year last year. Because the D-line finally got it towards the end of the season. That's why in the last 3 weeks, Hutch got 4.5 sacks. AQM got another 3. They finally got it. And they were playing a certain 2 defensive tackles a lot more in those games. Steve Bauer, you said it better the way Devin Witherspoon played last night. Kelvin Shepherd needs to take. Why did it go all the way back to that? It went way back. Like all the YouTube comments disappeared. Oh well. It's hard to draft a center in the draft and have them start. He is the QB of the O-line. Well, I posted articles about him. I know you probably don't have me on Facebook as much, Pat Rothwell, but I'll post it in threads. That way, if you got threads, you can follow me there. I know you follow me on IG. Trench Commander is ready. Yeah, I mean, a 2-year captain, 4-year starter. What's funny is the year that Linderbaum was drafted, Logan Jones was a defensive tackle that year, a nose tackle. They switched him because of his offensive mindset. You have threads? I'll post it on threads for you, the Trench Commander. That's the article. Jones was picked to replace Linderbaum at Iowa. Yeah, exactly. That's my point that I was trying to make. He was picked to do it. I'm posting it right now. I don't think we have the money, and even Aiden Hutchinson alluded to it. I don't know if you watched that on Up and Adams. Kay Adams literally asked him, "Will Max be a Lion?" He goes, "I highly doubt it. We have to clear cap just to be able to resign players and sign our rookies that we got coming up in the draft. And besides, Max and I talk every day. We text. He goes, you got his number? Yeah, I got his number. He goes, but as far as would I like it? If this, you saw the look on his face. It was almost like he said the words with his face. If this was Madden, sure, I'd love it. We'd be dangerous together. Who are you stopping? And he's right. As far as free agents go, it's going to be guys going into their second and third contract, somewhere between the ages. Exactly. You get Max. You might as well kiss Gibbs, Laporta, Campbell, Branch goodbye. That's what you're saying. Fuck the whole center field defense of having the best two safeties when they come back healthy. Yeah, he's already a $40 million a year guy. No, you can't have two $40 million guys on your defensive line. So realistically looking at it, I'm looking at guys like AJ Epinesa, Joseph Asai, and a couple other of those mid-tier guys. Legit opposite touch guys that play 1 to 3 every 3 down. They're not always a deep pull guy. And don't forget, we got Hassanin coming back off of injury. We don't know what we have in him. I want to see that this offseason. We haven't decided if we're signing AQM. And if they don't fire Marcus Davenport into the sun off this roster, it's going to be hard for me to watch the Lions this year. Let DJ Reader walk. He did absolutely nothing this year. I don't want to see us draft another wide receiver. I don't want to see a day 1 or 2 wide receiver, day 1 or 2 tight end, and I don't want to see a day 1 or 2 linebacker. Edge and center, offensive tackle and center. That's what I want to see. I don't know if it's necessarily that order, because if everybody's gone in the first round, I would make Logan Jones a first rounder. I don't think Joey Bosa walks out of Buffalo, because Gregory Rousseau had a career year there with Bosa opposite him. I think they're going to get either, because they can tag him. They have till March 15th to make that decision. I mean, I don't care if Sonny Styles lands in our lap. He's from overrated state university. How many linebackers have turned out great in the NFL from overrated state? How many were worth a first round pick? Remember James Laurinaitis, Hawk's son from the Road Warriors? He fell apart. We got lucky with Jack Campbell. I'm going to say that right now. The guy I absolutely want in day 3, and I don't care what round you pick him at, right now without the combine, he's considered the 258th prospect. Kendall Daniels, Oklahoma, linebacker, converted safety after his freshman season because he grew 2 inches in a year, went from 6'2" and 200 to 6'4", ended up 6'5" by the time he left school. 6'5" and 242. The kid is a fully developed linebacker that has safety ball hawking skills. That's who I want to replace Anzalone, and I can give a shit less what round we take him in, as long as it's not the day 1 or day 2. As a matter of fact, I would take him at 118 if he moves up the draft that far. That's how much I like this guy. I like him better than any edge prospect. The fit he has Kirby Joseph ball skills, Branch's hitting skills, and the size of a linebacker. Put him with Jack Campbell. Let Jack Campbell teach this kid how to play football. You know how dangerous we'd be? We're talking about a 240-pound 4'5" guy. If everything I read is right on this guy when I did my research. He was a 4'4" guy in high school before he gained 40 pounds. That's automatically going to lose you a tenth of a second. It sucks. We may lose Mike Kafka before we ever get a chance to see the two of them work together. We lost our tight ends coach, so we promoted our assistant O-line coach, who has a tight end background, to tight ends coach. But Mike Kafka is going to get interviewed by the Seahawks this week. And I'm not saying we will lose him, but there's a chance. So you got to prepare mentally, because here we were thinking that this offense, with the two of them together, you had your run game coordinator and pass game coordinator built into two offensive coordinators you just hired. Yeah, I know. Which means make Mark Brunell the passing game coordinator at that point. I think he's earned it. He's earned a better position. Every year Goff has been here, he improved. He improved. Less fumble, less interception. And I got fans that want him out, and I don't get it. But it's that time for your favorite 3 words, MDE. Put them in the chat. That's it, buddy. Here we go. Well, that's nice. That's nice too, but neither one is good enough. I don't 36. So that means the 4th pick in the 2nd round and the 4th pick in the 3rd round and next year's 2nd. Let's see who's here. Look, they added offensive guard to our needs. OC, you know, there's Caden Proctor. There's Vega Ione. I love Vega Ione as a guard. What do you guys think? Do I go Vega here, or do I take the trade with the Raiders? Because we do need a 3rd round pick. It gives us 2 picks in the 2nd round. We might be able to move back with the 2nd one. No guarantee you get Proctor. Lomu's already gone. So's Francis McGowan. So's Spencer Panu. What do you think? Do we take that trade with the Raiders? Or do we just go ahead and grab the guard? That's what I was thinking. All right. Trade offer. Like that. Okay. Now, 2 trade offers. Ooh. Nope. There's our tackle right here. Max Ahinikor. I can't believe he's here. I wrote about him. He was a standout at the Senior Bowl. He played really well against the Tier 2 talent of the NCAA Division 1. I'm going this route. Yeah, I'm not trading back to that. And that's the only offer. And I said, no matter what. Wow, is he dropping again? He was up to 75 last week. Now it changed. Wonder if it made that change. Now look, okay. 1 trade offer back to 86 and next year's 3rd. You know what? We didn't get a guard. Why don't we do, let's see. No. Go all. 6'1" and 202. That guy. I wrote about this guy. I kind of like him. Malik Muhammad. He's another one with some size, not much. All right, let's go defense. Go edge. There he is. Okay, who do you want? Gabe Jacobs with the most violent hands in the draft? Or do you want Danny Dennis Sutton? You guys decide. DDS or Gabe Jacobs? I wrote draft profiles about both of them. Me, I lean more towards Gabe Jacobs because he's the exact opposite of Hutch. He's not a speed rusher. He's a power rusher. He bowls people over. He uses violent hand. He uses hand pop with violence. I love when I read that about defensive ends in particular because that's normally. All right, I'm going Gabe Jacobs. I just like him better. And there went my buddy Jalen Kilgore. Now that's a haul. But that means no fourth round. I think. Let me see what we got next. 155. Okay. Aiden Fisher there. We still got Devin. Why is he falling? Oh, midget. Not bad. Better. No. Zakee Wheatley. Ooh, 6'3" and 201. Too bad there isn't a write-up on him. Michael Safe has a write-up. Doesn't say anything about his PFSN score, so I don't like that. No write-up there, but 6'3" and 210. Then the guy I like out of Nebraska, 6'2", 212. Dante Corleone, the Godfather's on the board. Somebody said defensive interior is a need. So which way do I go? Do I go Zakee Wheatley or defensive interior? I think I'm going to go defensive interior. The Godfather. Deshaun Singleton, either him or VJ Payne. Let's see, 6'3", 210 or 6'2", 212. I kind of like 6'2", 212. It sounds like the heavy hitter guy. Bruce Boucher. I just did his rate up. 6'1" and 227, but 258. There he is. He hasn't moved. 6'5", 242. This is the guy I like. This is the guy I love. This is the guy I'm taking. Because I'm not missing out on him. Now here's where I got to consider offense. You got Nate Burkhardt, 6'4", 250. That's exactly what we need. More of a blocker than receiver. More of a swing tackle in the game. We need that. And here, I think we can go defense again. Go back to the edge. Double dip here. This guy, Mikhail Kamara, national championship pedigree. Boom. And last but not least, I'm getting a backup quarterback. We all know who I'm taking. Jack Strand. 6'5", 240-pound beast. Ended up with 9 picks. I gained one extra one, and that was the Gabe Jacobs pick. Max Ahinacor, Logan Jones, Gabe Jacobs, Dante Corleone. For those that don't know, there he is, 6'3", 293, and he's getting closer to 300 towards the end of the season is what he weighed in at the bowl game. That said, Jones has distinguished himself as elite zone blocking center in the run game with expansive explosive range, expert level IQ, swift hip flexibility at landmarks, and finishing mentality that defies his below average size and pass protection. Jones is sound as well. He has elite stunt vision and reactive quickness, as well as smooth, synergetic feel. That said, his anchor is footwork and leveraging against power that can be inconsistent, exasperating concerns around his on-field strength and displacement resistance. His shorter arms, narrower frame, and lack of contact authority, Jones may be somewhat susceptible to power rushes, but he nonetheless compensates with his sound two-phase game, intelligence, and S-tier athleticism. I don't get how they say he's not strong. I call bullshit. So we actually ended up with 10 picks because we got next year's second. Yes, it is draft season, chicken nugget. What did I say? I said the Seahawks was going to dog walk them. They did. They ran away. They scored 15 points. 15 points straight. Say what you want. They took the field goal. Now I'm talking to you, Dan Campbell. Talking to you, Ben Johnson. Talking to you, Sean Payton. So let's take a look at what we got here. Did Patriots lose? Yeah, they lost bad. So I traded back with Oakland. Ended up with Max Ahinacor, Logan Jones, Gabe Jacobs, Dante Corleone, Deshaun Singleton, Matthew Hibner, Nate Bokercher, Mikhail Kamara. Whoa. I didn't take Hibner. I took Kendall Daniels. God damn it. It's a fail. Oh, you're going to claim amnesia now. Gotcha. Just remember, the agreement was you will be here Wednesday night on the NFL Roundtable Talk. You don't have to bow down or any of that. Just come in and talk football. We'll talk about this game that went almost exactly like I said. Drake May, through the first three quarters, looked a lot more like Sam Darnold of old than Sam Darnold looked like Sam Darnold of old. That O-line of the Seahawks did negate that pass rush. He had 4 QB hits, 1 sack against Darnold. Other than that, he was upright the whole game. Good. People think I don't know what I'm talking about. And as always, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. Starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. All 54 of you watch, and make sure you go hit like on whatever platform you're watching from. That means more to me than anything. And try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. Peace.
Us higher with a grin and a laugh. He's got the crowd in a blaze, smoking up
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.